What's up, cutie? And welcome back to Izzy's Looks. This is a pile of clothing that was donated to me by my partner. And I thought some of these pieces might be, donate worthy, but some pieces just don't make the cut. So what happens to those? We upcycle them. This is going to be a long series, not long, but at least a month-long series of me upcycling all of these clothing. But first, I need to show you what we have. This super fun, has this cool knit situation happening down the spine, pattern, very primary color pattern situation happening on the sleeve, cozy. I don't know how I'm going to upcycle this one because it is such a nice piece on its own, but it feels like something's off about it, and maybe why it ended up in the donate pile. The next thing I have is something that on the hanger just looks super cool. It's this layering piece that goes into a triangle, all black, super fun, but somehow on the body the shoulders are just too wide, and overall the point of the shirt doesn't feel leading to style with. It's something about it just doesn't work. So I might still lean into being a layering piece, but maybe in a different silhouette, and we can see how we can piece that together. Next is this bright yellow rain jacket. However, something that my partner said was it doesn't hold any warmth and it doesn't hold any rain away. So it's really the worst rain jacket known to man. What can we do with it? I'm not sure. I thought about turning it into a tank top, but because it is a rain jacket, still structuring material, no stretch, that would be having to be leaning into the corset where I would have to piece and create the shape with the pieces. And while that sounds fun and intriguing even, I don't know if I'm really willing to commit to the time of it. This next item is pretty plain other than the structural details. So it's a zip vest, and I think it's really cool because it has this book pocket in the background here. So it does have a high-low fashion to it where this is like where the front seam ends and this is where the back seam ends. So you can stash things away into the back of it. And now somebody might be saying that might ruin it if I change it from the style that it is right now. But I'm like, maybe I do want to. Maybe I want to switch it up. I'm thinking about turning this into a bag form because it has such a structured material already. And maybe even blending it with this yellow, something of some sort like that. That could be a fun way to play. At the end of the day, Izzy Looks is a bag brand. I just said that, but this next piece is going to definitely be a bag. I'm so obsessed. Oh wait, I gotta button up. I'm obsessed with the texture on this jacket. However, the sleeves are really just too short on my partner, and overall just doesn't seem like something she wants to wear in her closet anymore. So I really love this, and I think as a bag it would add such a fun detail, especially if it has like a chunkier bag, like something that just feels very slouchy on the arm and a lot of small details. That's what I'm envisioning for this. Plus with the buttons, that would be such a fun detail for tiny pockets and things like that. Even having a flap over would be fun to play with. I actually hemmed these for my partner and she loves them. They fit her so well. But then she started being lifting weights and things like that. So the cheekage is a little too thick for these now. I lean from selling them just as they are because I think pants don't sell well, one. And then two, they're so specific. It's a straight leg pant that's not really styling, profiling right now. And it's honestly really contouring to the body. So I feel like only a specific person might be able to wear them. Gray as an accessory piece is something I really like. It feels like a neutral color and something that easily woven into pretty much any outfit. I can just turn this into a bunch of wallets. So they really like the gray. This next piece, I'm fully not sure what to do with. It's this quilted pant with a black tapered jogger material elasticity, and then the three snap buttons in the front here. This is truly not a bad pant. I hate the cinch at the bottom of the pant, and I think that they're not really spectacular. I would say something easily gone into the outfit because they do lean into a more fitted pair of pants as far as joggers go, so it doesn't have that slouch that I feel like I'm leaning toward stylistically right now. So this is something that I could even piece together with another piece and figure out how I might wear it. I feel like it needs to be a bottom, but in my head I'm thinking a bloomer, but like doesn't make sense for a quilted bloomer. We're almost done with the full pile, but this one is one that I'm not going to change too much. It's these shorts overalls. I really like them as they are. Overalls are one of those pieces that you kind of just don't want to mess with because they're so perfect as a style. I was thinking, however, this is one of the other pieces that she gave me, and it's this sweater with a faux collar, a red robin on the chest. The sweater itself is pretty dingy and is no longer cream. It's kind of brownish, tan-ish now, especially around the collar. So I feel like this is not something that will sell well anyway, or feel like the person who's buying it is getting something of value. I'm thinking is taking the wonderful embroidery detailing that's happening here and putting it onto the overalls. And what place I put them on, I'm not sure yet, but I think that will be a little fun, a little additive. Okay, this next piece is truly amazing. It is this pleated midi skirt, I would say, midi skirt with this beautiful detailing here on this part of it. But the issue is this has a massive stain on it. On the other side, you see the massive stain, but it's pretty tragedy. However, this is a beautiful vintage skirt, and I don't want to ruin it completely, plus I do want it to go to a new home. So I'm thinking of shortening stomach area, so if anything, I could actually keep the wonderful detailing up here, short it where the stain starts, and then stop it where the stain ends, and then bring those pleats up. So then you have this cute mini gray skirt. Like, that's a lot. And last but certainly not least is this hoodie that I bought her. It's a SpongeBob hoodie, and it has just a cute little graphic in the middle and the graphics on the sleeves. I'm truly not sure what to do with this one, but because I do have some ideas for some, I want to start with the ones that I do have a vision for already. This video is going to be me upcycling these overalls, adding the patch from this material, and then going ahead and turning this midi skirt into a mini skirt. That is what we have so far. I might do other ones, but I just don't want to overwhelm myself. I have my banana milk. So obsessed with this stuff, like, so good. If you're ever intrigued on a new milk, banana milk, this is that girl. Plus it's really good in coffee. I would start with the skirt because it's harder, and it's like, do the hard thing first, do the easy thing last. But when have I ever made a sound decision? I'm going to go ahead and start by figuring out how I want to cut this. I always want to remember that I need some seam allowance, so I'm going to cut this circle a little bigger than it already is. Yeah, looking at this sweater even closer, there's so many like Dingetta-y stains on here. Obsessed with these. I feel like I'm just talking about all the things I'm obsessed with. Maybe I should make an obsessed video, but I got these Guggenheim scissors, fabric scissors. Changed my life, and they cut through everything. So once I cut, I cannot go back. I don't know if I want to keep the collar, so instead of cutting it at the collar and going down, I'm going to cut a little bit of this fabric in and then go from there. Wow, the way I'm surprised at myself being so confident with this cut. It's like, girl, relax. Did not measure this out. I'm eyeballing. I think for the most part, it's usually working out for me, and the times it hasn't, it honestly leads to even more interesting decisions going forward. So let's keep going. This is done. Maybe I could turn this sweater into something cool with like the SpongeBob situation. Okay, now where do I want this to? Okay, where do I want this to go? So the only thing is, if I did do it in the chest, that would like essentially ruin all the pockets, because it would be one of these. I crimp all the edges around. Honestly, the colors in this patch really suit the blue denim already. And I thought about putting on the leg, but something about this chest feels like a moment. It's giving Illinois. What do you think? Put in the comments. What do you think? Alternatively, I could put it on the back. There's already a symbol here. I could easily seam rip this and put it on the back, but it doesn't feel as impactful for some reason. I think if somebody wants a pattern, they want it on the front, no? For the most part, I'm a front pattern girl. Because then I could, even if I have more patches, I can make this like a patch situation. This is another patch I have. It could very well be a thing. No, when I'm seeing it together right now, it's like kind of ugly. The bird and the butterfly, like what is the point? What is the purpose? Yeah, this is not giving at all. Sorry, no. I pinned the whole patch on and I'm kind of really liking it. It looks really good. Also, the pin job I did, I'm really impressed by. And I think this is fun right next to the pocket. I think this is what we're gonna do. I'm trying to decide if I should like add lace or something, but I just feel like that's overkill. And I really like the simplicity of this, and not every upcycle has to be life changing. Why do I have to keep telling myself that? Because I always want like a drastic before and after, but girl, like sometimes it's not that deep. I'll show you the final product of that piece very soon. I'm proud of it. However, let's do this one. There's a stain here that I need to adjust for. Is a lining in this, and realistically I do want to keep the lining. However, I want to keep only as much as I need. Oh, so it's attached to this seam. So maybe I just cut the part I need, because I am going to bring it up. Figuring, this is the upcycling part. Like, you figure things out as you go. Get some fabric chalk. That Megan song is stuck in my head. My baby, my baby, my man, my baby. She really ate with that. These scissors are so good. If it cut through all these layers and keep it straight. Oh, like butter. I don't think this is even at all. Maybe I can do it asymmetrical. It's not even at all, child. Yeah, let's do a little bit. Cut this. I don't know when the camera started recording, but I cut this. This is so fun. If you're thinking about doing any upcycling projects in the house, truly, just remember that you're doing something so fun. There's too many flipping lines. It's too many lines. Okay. Wait. Bro, actually getting really frustrated. It's too much fabric. Oh my gosh. What the flip? Like, I don't even know what I'm doing, bro. Like, okay, yeah. I'm gonna have to take this off because this is just peeving me. Now I need to figure out how they line up. All right, I pinned the whole skirt. It has like an asymmetrical situation. I'm trying to figure out if I don't like it. I think I like it. I typically like asymmetrical pieces anyway. Plus, I was thinking, because I can still see some of the stain here in like little tiny places, I was thinking if I hand sewed like a little beaded design on those spots, it would just pop so well. Along with the asymmetry, I don't know, it's kind of working for me. And maybe I just need to clean it up a little bit. There's also a little hole here now that I'm seeing. So there's a couple small little details that need to be done, but I'm going to go ahead and sew up this asymmetrical hem that I created. And then we're going to pick out some beads and we're going to make it work, make it shake. And that definitely does mean I'm not doing another piece, at least tonight, unless I decide to do something crazy. It is completely sewn together, and I did a little hand stitching for it's a little hole that was here. I just reinforced it so it doesn't continue to rip. And now I need to go under and I need to cut off all this extra fabric that I have here. So I'm going to take my scissors, and then when I do cut it, I want to go ahead and put, what is that called? A zigzag stitch, so it doesn't continue to fray, because this is a very fraying fabric. Now that I cut the lining out, it's not as bulky around where I stitched, which is truly amazing. I still need to iron it down and do the inner stitching. looking good. Flat hair. Also, I think I'm done now. What did I do? I went ahead and sewed the lining flat. I hemmed it. It is a lining that doesn't go all the way down to the pleats because I kind of prefer it. I feel like that shearing is going to be nice. Just a little bit covering the bum, but nothing too much. And it's going to be really cute. I'm really excited about it. This is already really cute. We need to add the beads. However, it is Sunday night and I'm up and I want to go to bed on time. So I'm going to save this project for tomorrow. So yeah. See you later. What's up? It's another day. Speaking of, I think it's 2 days later. So I have the same skirt and I was thinking of adding beads originally, but now that I am here and I'm really thinking about beading the skirt and I don't want to. So what I'm thinking instead, I have these thrifted buttons here I got for $2.99. Maybe they probably were even on sale. You never know. But I have these buttons and I'm thinking of just adding these to this. I've been seeing a lot of people use buttons recently and I feel like this is like a nice little flirtatious way of doing it. I have some reds in here. There's some blues, some purples, and I'm thinking about adding that to the skirt to give it extra little oomph and something to pull from when people are styling the skirt in the wardrobe. You see the vision. Now, because these buttons are dirty, I am going to have this little cute little bowl of soap and water, and any ones that I want, drop them in. You might think, why not just clean all of them at once? But I'm not trying to do all of that. Let me just place and see how I like it. Ooh, this is a really fun yellow. It's like a little speckles going on into it. Maybe that even. Any other stains that I'm missing in the back? No, that's so cute and delicate. This is how it's looking so far. Wow. I'll catch up a monster on the ass, and then this goes in the bucket. I feel like I have so many time lapses at this point, so I'm just gonna go ahead, do this, and then after that, come back with final results. See you soon. All right, a new day means a new sleigh, and I'm so ready to show you the pieces that I've upcycled so far. First up is the overalls that we did. As a reminder, I took the patch that was on the cream little crew neck situation with the collar, and I took that wonderful embroidered bird and I added it to these overalls. Now it's just like a little fun embellishment onto the overalls, and I also think it encourages whoever purchases this or grabs this to continue to embellish it and make it their own. I think the bird is just a nice subtle detail for the leg. It's still the classic overalls, but just slightly enhanced. This second item has been completely changed for the most part. It used to be a midi length plain gray skirt with a lot of stains that were subtle, but not subtle enough where I felt like I could pass it on to another person and they feel like it's a true new piece coming to their wardrobe. What I did was, one, shorten it, because as cute as the midi skirt was, it didn't feel like it was going to be as universal as if I turned to now a mini skirt, mid-rise mini skirt with beautiful buttons all over it. I think the buttons add this wonderful DIY-ness to the skirt that feels also elevated, because now you're reminding yourself that, like Izzy's look says, gray is a neutral and can be paired with pretty much any color and enhance the look. Imagine somebody pulling one of these colors out of the buttons and then adding that to their top, maybe a tie even. It truly enhances styling possibilities, and I'm a big fan. Also, the asymmetry of it all is very, very gunty. And as I mentioned, this is only the beginning of this series of me upcycling pieces. I want to do this going into the new year as well, because as much as I tell people they can upcycle their clothing, it's always rare to give people the actual tools to do it, or even a step-by-step rather. Overall, I really hope you're strapped with a couple ideas to upcycle your own wardrobe and bring it into a new light, new perspective. Thank you so much for watching, and don't you ever forget, you can do anything. You're a cutie.